What if I told you that $100,000 a year in 2026 is not what you think it is? You worked for that salary. You fought for that promotion. You finally hit the number you always told yourself would feel like freedom, but your bank account doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like survival. Here's the truth. The average American earning $100,000 today has less real purchasing power than someone earning $65,000 had just 10 years ago. Your employer knows it, your bank knows it, and they are both counting on you never running the math. By the end of this video, you're going to see exactly where every dollar of that salary is disappearing and the three moves that actually change the equation. Let's run the numbers. I'm the Financial Squirrel, and I study the systems that quietly drain your wealth while you're busy working. Subscribe if you want to understand why earning more isn't translating into having more. Now let's get into it. Let's start with leak number one. And this one hits before you even see your paycheck. You earn $100,000 a year. That sounds like $8,333 a month, right? Wrong. Let's look at what actually lands in your bank account. Federal income tax at that bracket, roughly 22%. That is $1,833 gone every single month. State income tax, let's use the national average of around 5%. That is another $416 a month. Social Security and Medicare, another 7.65%. That is $635 more. Add it all up. Before you buy a single thing, before rent, before groceries, before gas, you have already lost $2,884 every month. Your $8,333 paycheck just became $5,449. Over a full year, you are taking home roughly $65,000, not $100,000. That $100,000 just became $65,000 before you leave the house. And here's what nobody tells you. This is the system working exactly as designed. Salaried employees are the most heavily taxed group in the entire economy. Business owners deduct expenses before they pay taxes. Investors pay capital gains rates, often just 15%. You pay full retail price on every single dollar you earn. The game has different rules, depending on which side of the table you're sitting on, and that is just leak number one. Wait until you see what housing is doing to the rest of it, because the numbers here are going to make you angry. You have $65,000 left after taxes. Now let's talk about where most of it goes. Housing. Let me show you what has happened to housing costs in just 6 years. In 2020, the median home price in the United States was around $320,000. With a 3% mortgage rate, your monthly payment was approximately $1,349. Fast forward to 2026. That same median home now costs around $420,000, and the mortgage rate is sitting at approximately 6.2%. Your monthly payment? $2,573, nearly double for the same house. That is an extra $14,688 a year just because of interest rates. Not because you bought a bigger house, not because you upgraded. The exact same house, nearly double the cost. And if you are renting, it is no better. The average rent in most US cities crossed $2,000 a month years ago and has kept climbing. Do the math. If you are spending $2,500 to $3,000 a month on housing, that is $30,000 to $36,000 a year. You just spent more than half of your take-home pay keeping a roof over your head. You haven't bought food, you haven't filled your car, you haven't touched a single debt payment. This is the person earning $100,000 a year. This is not a budgeting problem. This is a structural problem, and it gets worse every single year. Taxes took the first hit, housing took the second, but the third leak is the one nobody sees coming because it doesn't show up on any bill. It doesn't send you a statement. It just quietly steals every single month. In squirrel world, we call it nut rot. You know it is inflation. Your nuts look the same, they weigh the same, but their real value is rotting from the inside, silently, every single year. Here's what inflation actually means for someone earning $100,000. From 2020 to 2026, cumulative inflation has eroded purchasing power by over 20%. That means the $100,000 salary you have today buys what approximately $78,000 bought just 6 years ago. If your salary didn't increase by at least 20% in that window, you took a pay cut, even if your employer never touched your paycheck. Groceries are up, energy is up, car insurance is up, childcare is up. Everything your salary has to cover has gotten more expensive, and your raise almost certainly didn't keep pace. The Federal Reserve's official inflation target is 2% per year. That sounds small, but 2% compounding annually cuts your purchasing power by nearly 20% over a decade. Your money is becoming worth less every single year, whether you pay attention to it or not. 3 leaks. And we haven't even talked about the one that is actively growing while you sleep: debt. This is where the math gets truly brutal. Right now, the average American carries $104,755 in total debt, mortgage, car loans, credit cards, student loans, and at current interest rates, that debt is not sitting still, it is growing. Credit card delinquencies have climbed above pre-pandemic levels. More than 7% of balances are now 90 days or more overdue. That is not a statistic about poor people. That is a statistic about the middle class, people with jobs, people with salaries, people who did everything right. Now, here's the math that most people never see. Let's say you have $10,000 on a credit card at 24% APR. If you pay only the minimum payment every month, which is what most people do you know how long it takes to pay that off? Over 30 years. And you will pay more than $19,000 in interest alone. You borrowed $10,000. You end up paying back nearly $30,000. That is money you are paying for money you already spent. You are literally renting your past. And the credit card companies designed it this way on purpose. Minimum payments are not there to help you. They are there to keep you paying interest forever. So let's add it all up. Taxes cut your $100,000 down to $65,000. Housing takes another $36,000. Inflation erodes 20% of whatever is left. Debt payments drain the rest. What you're left with in real functional spending power feels like $40,000. That is not an exaggeration. That is the math. So what do you actually do about this? The answer is not to earn more. Earning more without changing the system just means more taxes, more lifestyle creep, and more of the same trap. The answer is to change which game you're playing. Move number one, stop optimizing your salary, start optimizing your taxes. Maximize your 401k. Use an HSA if you qualify. Every dollar you shelter from taxes is a dollar that compounds for you, instead of disappearing into the system. This alone can save you $3,000 to $8,000 a year in taxes depending on your situation. Move number two, kill high interest debt first. Not all debt is equal. Credit cards at 24% APR are a financial emergency. Paying those off aggressively gives you a guaranteed 24% return, which beats almost every investment on the market. Pay minimums on everything else and throw every extra dollar at the highest interest rate debt first. Move number three, build income that doesn't need your time. Index funds, dividend stocks, real estate, a side business. The goal is to create money that works while you sleep, so your financial life is not 100% dependent on a single employer's decision. Start small. Even $200 a month invested consistently in a low-cost index fund grows to over $150,000 in 20 years, without you doing anything else. Your salary is a starting point. It is not a destination. The people who escape this trap don't earn their way out. They engineer their way out. The system is not broken. It is working exactly as intended. Taxes take first, housing takes most, inflation erodes the rest, and debt makes sure you stay dependent on next month's paycheck. But now you see the math, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Most people just save nuts. Don't be most people, go plant a forest. If this video changed how you see your paycheck, subscribe, hit like, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. I'm the Financial Squirrel. I'll see you in the next one.